A very good evening from the Perth Hockey Stadium. It is round 9 of the All Flags Premier League men's competition, and tonight we have Victoria Park taking on Westside Wolves. This should be an absolute cracker. Victoria Park sitting 5th on the league ladder at the moment, with Westside Wolves sitting in 4th, but they're both on the same amount of points, 13 points, and the only difference is the goal difference, and Vic Park are on +8, while Westside Wolves are on +13. So Wolves have been either the tighter defence and scoring a few more goals, and Vic Park, well, they've been finding goals fairly easily, but have let a few goals in so far this season. If we turn our attention to the team lineups, and first of all, Victoria Park and the players to look out for, well, they'll be very pleased that they've got Will Batistessa back in their lineup. He's been out for a few weeks with a hamstring injury, and that'll be good news for them to have him back and starting. They've also got James Collins back from the Burrows camp, which is the under-21s, so that is again another important addition for them. Look out from penalty corners. They've got Ben Taylor and Mio Tanamitsu, their Japanese import, and Jason Gabriel, well, he's been amongst the goals. He's their leading goal scorer at the moment with 6 goals, and he's in 3rd place on the top goal scorers in the competition. Turning our attention now to the Westside Wolves, and again there's some really top draw players for them. The Bonetti twins are players to look out for. Ed Welsh is another one who's been experienced. He played his 200th game against Fremantle just a few weeks ago for Westside Wolves. And then you've also got Oscar Charlesworth, who really, I think, came into his own in the Rick Charlesworth Classic. And there are a couple of young players coming through, Alex Rippey and Armin Bryan. Those two players just 19 years of age, so they are the future of Westside Wolves. Andrew Just is the coach of Victoria Park, and they've had a lot of injury problems in recent weeks as the players make their way out. And we've got Rick Charlesworth down as the coach on Westside Wolves, but their normal coach is Mark Keating. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing all of the action with you tonight from the All Flags Men's Premier League. All Flags and Banners, naming rights partner for the All Flags Men's and Women's Premier League, a family-owned business with over 30 years of innovative signage solutions. For more information, visit allflags.com.au. And it's a big night for James Bonetti for Westside Wolves, wearing the number 11 shirt. He is playing his 150th game for the club tonight, and he's joined as a junior and has come through the ranks, so great loyalty shown by him, and obviously the club very appreciative of his and his brother's efforts over the years. So he'll be hoping to celebrate that milestone with a victory. Well, we're just waiting now for proceedings to get underway. I should just let you know that in the last 8 games we've only had 1 0-all draw between these two teams, and the average number of goals scored is 4. So there should be a few goals tonight, you would think, if we're going for the form book, as Wolves get us underway. The ball is thrown long by Tom Harvey. Tom Harvey was also in the Burrows camp over on the Gold Coast, brother of Jake Harvey, who's currently over in New Zealand with the Kookaburras, as they're about to take part in the Trans-Tasman Series in Palmerston North next weekend. And I believe Hockey New Zealand will be streaming those games. That was a painful blow to James Collins. Welcome back. So over the ball now, Oscar Charlesworth goes wide, looking for the return pass down the line. Charlesworth played it back on a good angle into the circle, but it was intercepted. Good defence by Vic Park. So it is Vic Park Panthers against Westside Wolves. Both of these animals are hunting animals. Moran, another new face in the Wolves lineup. Diagonal pass is a good one. brought under control very well by Elliot Barton. Free hit just outside the circle. Barton self-passes. Tackle was a good one coming in. Barton somehow got it into the circle, trying to get around the back, but not able to do so was Simon Bonetti. Won back brilliantly, though, by Wolves. Along the baseline, it's a great opportunity. That looked as if it went into the helmet of Dom Hurd. Brave goalkeeping. It's a long corner to Westside Wolves, taken quickly, deflected into the circle by Charlesworth. Trying to come out is Kai Stirrett. He's beaten one. That was good play by Stirrett. Got it forward. And the collision. Jack Pampling. It's a free hit, and they'll take their time. Vic Park. Tanamitsu goes back to Shane Benful, captain this year for Victoria Park. That's a lovely pass forward as well. And fed into the forward attack. Shot and a great save. Well, it's Sasha Thomas bursting forward, and a really good save first up coming from George McGeoch. Deflected towards the goal again, cleaning up at the back, but lost inside the circle. Vic Park trying to get it across the face of goal. Good defence, though, in the end from Nick Moran. Still haven't managed to clear it. Vic Park have stolen it back. Aidan Lowes goes back to Benful, tries to create a little bit of space. It was getting a bit congested. Now Gabriel tries to ping it across the face of goal. Telling deflection that time from Harry Paul. Long corner. Vic Park take it again really quickly. Collins goes back to Tanamitsu. Taylor comes wide now to Benford. Dispossessed. Well read by Gavranich. Gavranich bursting forward, going round the outside. It's a good pass into the path of Edgar. Edgar, though, just let it run across the face of goal. Good deflection away. And eventually it was really well played by Vic Park, and especially by Daniel Cope, who just flicked it outside of the circle. They've conceded another long corner, but end-to-end stuff. And we've only had just over 3.5 minutes. If they can maintain this pace, this should be a real thriller of a match. Ball played forward again to Gavranich. And Benford now just calming things down at the back, goes up the line. Stolen away again, just dropped back that time by Tom Keating. Charlesworth gets it back to Keating. Keating let it run though. And Gavranich gets another long corner. Oh, in fact, it's a free hit, sorry. Good skills into the circle it goes. Trying to poach in front of goal was Matthew Edgar. Should just mention Matthew Edgar in this fixture because since 2018 he scored 4 times in 6 matches between these two teams. So obviously this is a fixture that Matthew Edgar likes and gets amongst the goals, and that one was a real stinger for Shane Benful as he hobbles away. Will Bias. Short pass to the flank, again looking to get it towards the circle. Edgar on the ball, it ricochets up in the air and a penalty corner awarded. So the first penalty corner of the match goes the way of Westside Wolves. And for those of you who like their stats, this is quite an interesting one. They've scored so far this season 22 goals, 9 of which have come from penalty corners. So Westside Wolves a real danger from the penalty corner. James Bonetti runs on with the instructions from the bench. Elliot Barton makes his way down to the baseline. And Will Bias and Simon Bonetti wait at the top of the circle. Bias is at the first battery. Bonetti at the second. Goes to Bonetti. Bonetti flicks low. Good save, Dom Hurd. Ricochet comes back. And it's going to be a free out for Victoria Park. They try to play it up to halfway. Will Battistessa didn't get it under control first time, has managed to spin out of trouble. Bonetti comes back. Battistessa loses his stick in the challenge. Barton. Gabriel just running down the blind side, penalised. Ball will come across now to Rippey. Good pass again. Westside Wolves moving the ball well. Verrin. Matthew Verrin, 23-year-old, who was originally born in Cape Town, moved to Australia when he was 1 year old. So, or 1 year old rather. So feels very much an Australian. Carried forward again by Harry Paul. Apologises as his pass doesn't find a teammate. 6 minutes gone, still 0-0 in the first quarter here at the Perth Hockey Stadium. Trying to steal in the forward line. Aidan Lowes runs straight into Benetti. Brody Saar to Tanamitsu. Using the ball well down the line, it goes to Lowes, but just too far ahead of him. Again, good covering across coming from Harry Paul. Vic Park trying to mark up. Vaitakanis was working hard in the forward line. Ball comes forward now to Tom Harvey. Harvey put under pressure by Vaitakanis. Harvey dribbling his way through the midfield and also got the better of Lowes. Harvey now coming all the way through towards goal. Hurd lets it run. And a thumbs up coming that time from Ed Welsh, who was right in front of the Vic Park keeper. But worrying the way that Harvey scythed his way through the midfield. There's plenty of shouting coming from the sidelines. Brody Saar. Lowes again, leaves it this time for Benful. Benful looks to play it into the circle directly towards the goal, but intercepted. And Wolves play it out calmly. Gavranic now, he's got pace. The two number 9s bursting away. Gavranic pulls away from Lowes. And the deflection comes off the stick of the retreating Nick Corner. Nick Corner did really well to pick up when Lowes was beaten for pace. Charlesworth leaves it in the end for Nick Moran, known as Billy. I was trying to work out why he's known as Billy. I could only find that there's a former baseballer called Billy Moran. So Batistessa being closed down. Good work again from Gavranic. Concedes the free hit though. And Vic Park will just want to slow things down because Wolves are, you'd have to say, dictating the pace at the moment of this game. Benful gets the ball from Taylor. It's intercepted again. Bursting forward is Keating. Keating stumbles as he just got the better of Benful. No infringement by the Vic Park player. Batistessa loses out again. Great run into the circle. Played across the face of goal. Hurd somehow got a touch on that. He was absolutely clattered by Gavranic, who landed on top of him. But what a run by Dane Gavranic from the right-hand flank. Cut out well at the back again by Harvey. Turning in the midfield is Tom Keating. Goes back into the defensive lines. James Benetti. He'll be wanting to make sure his team keeps a clean sheet in his 150th today. Great running by Benetti. Good 1-2 played. He's just lost out to Tanamitsu at the top of the circle. Japanese player bursting forward. Again held up though by Charlesworth, who ran a really good angle to close down the space. Tanamitsu again. He's really settled into life at Victoria Park. Gavranic now, 2 players ahead of him, somehow's got past and it's off the foot. And that's the sportsman that Gavranic is. He's a real poker face, doesn't let any emotion show, just gets on with things. Ben Taylor, we're in the final 4.5 minutes of the first quarter. Brody Saar looking to feed it to Collins, but taken away by Harvey. Welsh couldn't get the pass away, going back all the way to the goalkeeper. It's been stolen by Veitakanis. Veitakanis squares it. Back post, chance for Vic Park. Oh, deflected wide. Not sure if that came off Collins. But it was a great ball across the face of goal by Sasha Thomas. Veitakanis, though, pouncing on the misdirected pass off the keeper. But here are Wolves coming straight back at Vic Park. Missed by everybody. And I would say that Tanemitsu let that one, or missed it deliberately, so it ran out for a 16. Just like to acknowledge Healthware, proud sponsor of Hockey WA. You can be your best on and off the field if you choose healthy options for fuel to go and play. And of course, some of those healthy options are eating more fruit and vegetables. Thomas. Back to Benful. Ben Taylor tries the diagonal pass looking for Thomas, but just it was a little bit too far behind Thomas. Down the line it goes to Charlesworth. And it's come off him over the side. It's good work again by corner. Brody Saar in the defensive line at the moment. Brody Saar, who's getting married this year. Wish him and his future wife all the best and many years of happiness when that day comes around. Saar intercepts again. Corner. Gavranich coming back, forcing corner to go back into the defensive line. Tanemitsu was just millimetres too far ahead of him. I think just a little bit of weariness as he tried to get that on the end of his stick. Harry Paul now from the side on halfway. Played that into Pampling. Sasha Thomas has got it. Weaving his way through. Another free hit. So Collins now. Brody Saar was waiting for the whistle. He was sure he'd won the free hit. Did get that, and clumsy tackle coming in from Simon Benetti. Saar again. Plays it in the circle. Deflected. But unfortunately, very easy save. In fact, did it not actually come off the keeper? No, I think my eyes deceive me. It was actually off Pampling stick into the corner. He was trying to deflect it towards the goal. That's given straight to Brody Saar again. In fact, it's Dylan Rowan, my apologies, not Brody Saar. And it's a penalty corner won by Vic Park. With just over a minute left in this first quarter, can Vic Park steal the lead against the run of play? For all the latest on the All Flags Premier League, men's and women's, you can go for interviews and news to Hockey WA's website, hockeywa.org.au. So James Collins makes his way to the baseline. Dylan Rowe at the first battery. Ben Taylor at the second. So they go to Rowe. Rowe flicks low. Good save and a double save because Collins got to the rebound first. McGeoch, though, got down low. Very, very good save from the rebound. And this time it is Brody Saar who's doing the tackling. Charlesworth looks to bring it down. He was impeded. So it'll be a free hit to Wolves as we're in the final minute. Charlesworth self-passes. Rowe closed in, but got a touch. It's gone over the side, and it'll be Nick Moran to play it in for Wolves. They want to get it forward quickly. Will Bias. Bias wanting the return pass. Almost found him. Good tackle again by Dylan Rowe on the edge of the circle. And Taylor just trying to kill some time before the first break in this match. Thrown forward to Collins. Coming across again was Harry Paul. Vic Park wanting to get it in the circle quickly, looking for a foot. It's got the foot, but whether they've got time for the free hit, no, they haven't. So that is the end of the first quarter. And no goals as yet, but a game played at a frantic pace. And both goalkeepers being called into action. So as we go into the first break on the All Flags Premier League men's scoreboard, it is Victoria Park 0, Westside Wolves 0. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. It is the first break in this match. All tied up at 0-0. Rick Charlesworth down on his knees there. Now there's a theory coaches doing on their knees because they said they can then see if the players are actually listening to them talking because they have to look down. Whereas if they're standing up, it's very difficult to see if they're actually paying attention. So there's method in the kneeling down approach from the coaches. And I'm sure any budding young coaches might be looking to adopt that method of talking to their players. It's been an exciting first quarter, and I'm sure it will continue in the same vein in the second, which is about to get underway. And Wolves do get it underway. They've been the dominant side, but Vic Park came more into the game at the end of that quarter. Just a lot of work being done. Wolves players looking very fast and fit. Stolen away well that time by Barton. Barton over the 23 metres. Still has the ball. Forced into the corner and away from the corner. And then Barton penalised. Oh, it's given away. That was telegraphed. Keating read it really well. It's going to break now. Bonetti inside the circle. Looks to find Keating again, but good defence coming back by Tanamitsu. Over the side it is now. So Oscar Charlesworth plays the short pass. Still with Westside Wolves at the top of the circle. Goes up in the air. It'll be a free hit. It came up off the Vic Park stick. Appeal, not very happy with the decision there, but I think it was the right decision from the umpire. Taken away, top of the circle. And Charlesworth just running across the line. Don't think I mentioned the umpires tonight. We have Logan Powell and we have Peter Wright, the South African who is over here at the moment trying to build up some match fitness and the lead up to the Olympic Games, should they go ahead. So Benford now carries it forward for Victoria Park. Looks to cut infield, but great defence again, running back. Bonetti looking to feed that. He's caught Tanamitsu in a very delicate place. It was good running, though, and a good steal from Matthew Edgar. Edgar wearing the face gear, presumably having taken a blow to the nose. I don't envy him running around with that on. Taylor tries to fire that one forward. Keating. Over the side it went. Tanamitsu seems to be okay. Collins goes back to Taylor again. Bonetti putting pressure on. So Taylor drives through the middle himself. It's given away. Will Bias collects, releases the ball. And Harvey helps it forward in the end to Keating. And Keating in turn feeds it to Charlesworth, who just couldn't keep it in play. Had his first touch come on, he was away, but it just dribbled off the end of his stick. Well, some would say that was dangerous as Bonetti was moving in, but the umpires felt it was okay. Moran plays it forward and Gavranic collects. Coming back though, really good tackle coming in again from Daniel Cope. Daniel Cope, who was a student at Como Secondary College, selected for the state under-18s in 2020. So again, a young player coming through at Victoria Park, but so far tonight looking really good defensively. Goes back to Brody Saar. Benful. Tanamitsu is on halfway. Bonetti slips as he looked to close in. Clever pass, but well read again by Westside Wolves in their defence. And it was Harry Paul again, who's looking solid at the back for them. Harry Paul, who's just 21 years of age. Product of John 23rd. Collins gets the free hit this time. Goes to the air again, and Vaitakanis, you could see what he was trying to do, but I think he got his stick in the wrong shape as the ball was coming and then tried to quickly swivel it around to have more control, but by then it had gone. Will bias, and that's almost coming up to our commentary position. It went so high. And just one bounce. Well, Rippey's claiming that Kai Sturrock came into the 5 metres. I don't think there was any danger. I totally agree with the umpire on that one. Neither player was that close to the ball, and there was no danger to either player. Good umpiring. Good slip from Batistessa to Collins. Collins drills it in. Well defended again by Westside Wolves. Played out to the side. Harry Paul has been very solid at the back for Westside Wolves. Batistessa, though, gets the miss-hit pass on the reverse stick. Shoots, it's gone in! Batistessa, what a way to come back. He's been out with a hamstring injury. That is the perfect response when you've been out for a few weeks. He stole possession from a misdirected pass and then on the reverse stick fires it home, and Victoria Park have the lead. Will Batistessa will be very happy about that. He moved to Victoria Park last year from Old Guildford Mundaring. Tanamitsu really strong in the middle, claiming that he was getting fouled there by Ed Welsh. Welsh put his hand up as an apology. Now it's Vaitakanis who brings it down inside the circle, looks to slip it back. Tanamitsu passes his stick behind his back, looks for a foot, gets the penalty corner. Well, that was clever play by the Japanese maestro. And now I'm sure he'll want to finish it off by being the option from the penalty corner. Tanamitsu, so far this season, just has the 1 goal from a penalty corner. And just as I mentioned, the return from goals for Westside Wolves, Victoria Park have scored 4 of their 18, well, make it 19 now, goals from penalty corners. And that was Batistessa's first of the season. So Collins now at the baseline. Dylan Rowe waits at the first battery. Tanamitsu at the second. Tanamitsu won the penalty corner. It goes to Dylan Rowe again. Rowe flicks, this time wide of the post. McGeoch had moved across to his right-hand post and had that covered by my estimations. George McGeoch has been at Wolves since 2001. He missed a bit of the season with a broken leg, which was a little bit frustrating for the club. I think it was last season. That was a non-hockey related injury. And Wolves looking to play that one forward. It was trying to be helped on to Simon Bonetti. And just slowly playing the ball back. That's clever from Batistessa because Westside Wolves are wanting to play this game at pace. no great surprise when you know the involvement of Rick Charlesworth. He liked the Australians to play at pace when he was the national team coach. So Vic Park just trying to break up that momentum. They've got the lead at the moment. Gabriel just losing out on halfway. Determination from Saar, but he still can't get the ball. And here's Welsh now. Ed Welsh, as I mentioned, 200th game on the 9th of May against Fremantle. Fantastic. He started playing for the club back in 2008. Dual citizen as well, so has involvement with English hockey as well. Started off at Watford Grammar School. That's where he started playing his hockey. And he's had spells coaching in Australia, England, and also the USA. Oh, that was foolish Dylan Rowe coming into the space clearly that time. Chance now for Moran. Moran slips it wide. Trying to get that one across was Welsh. Welsh just nodding for the ball from the ball boy, almost like a tennis player. And it's free hit for Victoria Park. Ben Taylor over the ball. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. Welsh working hard, doing shuttles between Taylor and Benful. Benful this time goes up the sideline. Not much going forward, so back it goes to Sasha Thomas. Brodie Saar. Infield again, it goes from Pampling to Saar. Saar dispossessed though. That was good work in the midfield from Matthew Verin. And Verin just running out of space. He made his debut this year on the 10th of April for Westside Wolves Premier side in a 7-0 win against Curtin. So certainly they've got some talent coming through. Vaitakanis slips it to Sasha Thomas. And Thomas, calm as you like, goes back to Benful. Since the goal, Vic Park seemed to be having a little bit more control of this match. At half-time, fast approaching. Batistessa, the goal scorer, breaking forward. Peels for a free hit, not given by Peter Wright. Barton gets a free hit. So ringing the changes down below before the free hit is taken. Bias comes back on, so too Harry Paul. And both immediately involved. Paul, down the line he goes to Charlesworth. Charlesworth trying to get the better of Aidan Lowes. And he gets the free hit, takes it quickly, drives towards the circle. Through the legs he went of Brodie Saar. Free hit just outside. I think they would have preferred a penalty corner. Of course, the ball has to travel 5 metres now. So Charlesworth goes back into Harry Paul. Paul going one way then the other. Tries to get it into the circle. Carried out from there. Brilliant by Sasha Thomas. Oh, and unfortunately just slipped, but he's kept possession well. Well, you talk about a player having the ball on the end of his stick and having control. Look at that from Sasha Thomas. Brilliant. But Bonetti almost poaching it back away from Brodie Saar. And Saar, 3 players closing in on him, somehow managed to get the free hit. I think it just caught the foot of Gavranich. Just over 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Welsh on halfway for Westside Wolves. Just gone over the side off the stick of Harry Paul. Thrown forward quickly. Kai Stirrup brings it down from the air. Bias looks to close him down. Played on the reverse stick, but I think he caught the back of the stick there, the way the ball bobbled. Hence the whistle from the umpire and a free hit to Westside Wolves. And that's going to bounce harmlessly out of play. So again, we can acknowledge All Flags and Banners are naming rights partner for the All Flags Men's and Women's Premier League. Family-owned business with over 30 years of experience in signage solutions. For more information, visit allflags.com.au. And, of course, Healthway, proud sponsor of Hockey WA. Be your best on and off the field and choose healthy options for fuel to go and play. Taylor did that cross the sideline. I thought it did, but it's going to be a free hit for Vic Park. Ed Welsh takes a well-earned breather. And Simon Benetti, right smile on his face. He got his stick there, but just deflected it over the side. We're going to have to wait because another ball just being rolled on the pitch. Bain Taylor for Vic Park as we enter the final 2 minutes now of the first half. Vic Park leading by 1-0. As I mentioned, these two teams coming into this match just separated by goal difference. Westside Wolves with the superior goal difference, sitting in 4th spot on the league ladder in the All Flags Men's Premier League. Not able to keep that one in play. There's a good try from Matthew Edgar, man who likes to be amongst the goals in this fixture. Collins comes wide to Taylor, advancing now. Benetti comes across, and Benetti takes it over the side. There was only one place that ball was going the way Benetti was coming at it. Harvey to Charlesworth. Now there's two players with a great lineage in hockey as Gabriel looked to steal it. Jake Harvey's grandfather, Gordon Pearce, 3 Olympic Games. And, of course, Oscar Charlesworth, son of Rick, numerous Olympic Games, both as a player and a coach. Never managed to get the gold medal as a player, but did with the women's team as a coach. It's the final minute now. Benfield just looks up at the clock on the scoreboard, decides he'll take a few more seconds before he feeds it to Aidan Lowe's. Lowe's being chased by Paul. Paul commits the foul. Brody Saar comes forward now. Saar trying to get the better of Paul, gets another free hit. They want the ball quickly, Victoria Park. There's 30 seconds left. Lowe's lifted up, edge of the area. Nobody was really around the circle for Victoria Park. They were all inside the circle, so there was absolutely no danger. Just 3 Westside Wolves players. Lowe's collects just inside the 23, slips it to Collins, into the circle it goes. That was a lovely touch and turn from Will Bias and clears it right on halfway. So that is the end of the second quarter, and we head into half-time. And is Will Batistesa's goal is the difference between the two teams as we head into the break. It is Victoria Park 1, Westside Wolves 0 on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard at half-time. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. Half-time break just coming to an end. Westside Wolves over on our right-hand side, right down in the corner. And Vic Park just breaking up from there. Team talk from Andrew Just, who was appointed in 2020. He was actually involved with the women's team and laid a lot of the foundations for them to go on and win the Premier League last year. Phil Hulbert in his first year as head coach. They'll be coming up after this game. But Vic Park at the moment just holding the lead, 1-0, and they'll be hoping they can continue that way as Westside Wolves really came out in the first quarter and made it difficult. Once again, we'd like to acknowledge our sponsors. Healthway, a proud supporter of Hockey WA. Be your best on and off the field. Choose healthy options for fuel to go and play. And also All Flags and Banners, the naming rights partner for the All Flags Men's and Women's Premier League. They're a family-owned business with over 30 years of innovative signage solutions in Western Australia. For more, visit allflags.com.au. The umpires making their way out now. And if you like to know the stats, in the last 8 meetings, Vic Park have won 3, Wolves have won 2, and we've had 3 draws. Make of that what you may. But it is obviously a crucial game. The record for both teams in this season so far is identical. Played 7, won 4, drawn 1, lost 2. And there's very little to choose between the two, and that's the way it's been playing out down below us. It will be Victoria Park to get us underway in the second half. Jack Pampling over the ball. Just waiting for the umpire's whistles. In fact, we're waiting for Dom Hurd to put his kit behind the goal. Tanamitsu launches that one long. Brought down by Harvey. Bias had to stretch for that and couldn't keep it in play. Looks up to the sky as if there's going to be some divine intervention. There isn't. Pampling. Stopped there by Harvey again. Pampling taking his time. Jack Pampling, 23-year-old electrician, looking to spark something for Vic Park. Batistessa, the goal scorer now. Drills that one towards the goal. Bias got a touch and then it was cleaned up behind him. And now a chance to come forward with Keating. Keating surging through the middle. Keating looking to feed it forward for Bonetti, but Tanamitsu had it covered. Will be kept in play though by Westside Wolves as they look to recycle it. Welsh now. Oh, sorry, it's Barton. Change of direction from Barton. Tanamitsu again steals it. Someone's not happy with something in there. Rather strong shout. Not sure if you caught that on our effects mic. And then unfortunately just kicked forward by Dane Gavranich. So Wolves certainly looking to come out and pick up where they started in the beginning of the game by really going all-out attack at pace at Victoria Park. Cope keeps it in play. Closed down though. And unfortunately, just caught the foot of Matthew Edgar. Remember, I said he's the man to look out for when it comes to goals, as he and this man on the ball, Jason Gabriel, are the top scorers in this fixture. Good solid save again from McGeoch. James Collins takes the long corner quickly. Being chased all the way by Barton. Collins, well, takes a tumble. Free hit just outside the circle. Barton will be relieved it wasn't a penalty corner awarded against him. Elliot Barton, 24-year-olds from Bunbury, product of the Southwest Academy of Sport, comes forward, clatters into Collins. And it will be another free hit to Collins. Collins takes it quickly. Did it go 5 metres? The umpires are happy. Cope steals it back for Victoria Park, but then stolen away. And brilliantly done so by Tom Harvey. Harvey tried to go on another bursting run through the midfield and was just held up there deliberately by James Collins. That was no doubt a professional foul by Collins. He put his hand up, accepted the punishment. Moran. And it's another free hit for Westside Wolves. It'll be Moran to take it. Moran into the corner he goes, and it was a strong indoor tackle from Gabriel. Across it goes into the goal. Well, again, Dom Hurd just shepherding that well. May have been a little bit risky if a player had been sliding in behind him, whether the angle had taken it across the goal line right by his post or whether it was a little bit more centrally, I'm not sure. Dom Hurd, though, who qualified as a lawyer in October 2020. So I'm sure had something happen, he could mount a good argument against the umpire. And that's been stolen by Stirrett. Stirrett looking to feed it to Pampling. And that certainly was a stick check coming in there from Will Bias. Thomas rather. Trying to push it towards goal, penalty corner. High fives all around for Victoria Park. So their third penalty corner. Sasha Thomas and James Collins are in fact cousins, so there is a likeness between the two of them, just a slight one. Taylor comes jogging into the huddle. Benful strolls down to the baseline. This time Ben Taylor is going to be at the second battery, and we have Tanamitsu at the first. Victoria Park would love a second goal now. Westside Wolves taking their time. Goes to Taylor. Taylor flicks it low, looking for the deflection off Benful. Another very good save on the line by Westside Wolves. Well worked routine though. In fact, it's a 16 knot. I thought that was a deflection actually, the save from Benful. Maybe it went directly off his stick. Certainly the umpire was well placed to see. Will Bias throws that one really long. Simon Benetti brings it down. Benetti, was he pushed and a stroke given? And I have to say, I agree with Peter Wright there. There was just a little nudge. And so it will be a penalty stroke for Westside Wolves. Tom Harvey making his way forward. Taylor, the guilty party. So Tom Harvey looking to score the first penalty stroke for Westside Wolves this season. Dom Hurd just going deep into his goal, now stands on his line. Harvey versus McGeoch. The whistle goes and he sends him the wrong way, and it's an equaliser for Westside Wolves, and their fans down below us very happy about that one. So parity restored with just 5 minutes gone in the second half. I said there was not much separating these two teams, and you feel it's going to take something pretty special in this game. And there's a mistake with the pass back. Simon Benetti won the penalty stroke. Great defence, Benful. Well, Benful was a very accomplished indoor player, and that was a really good tackle. The stick low down. Wasn't quite on the ground, but very low. Taylor, who just was guilty of the little nudge on Benetti. Daniel Cope now helps it first time down the line to Vaitakanis. Vaitakanis manages to keep possession. It was a clumsy challenge, I thought, from Rippey, but Vaitakanis kept the ball. That's caught the foot that time, and Harvey's got away with that one. It clearly caught his foot. Umpire, obviously, both of them blindsided. Shot on the turn, just wide of the post that time from Kai Stirrett. Stewart, a really young up-and-coming player. Played for the WA Under-18s in 2020. Batistessa and Brodie Saar. Benful. Vic Park using the width of the pitch well, deflected over the side that time by Ed Welsh. And Stewart that time didn't manage to get the ball under control for Victoria Park. You feel this match could well become interesting in the final quarter and all come down to both teams' fitness levels. I know some of the players find the Friday night games a lot harder than the Saturday afternoon after having done a full day's work. Bonetti, Brodie Saar didn't manage really to keep that one in play, so it'll be another free hit. Ed Welsh comes forward for Westside Wolves. Self passes. And then just trying to get around the back was Barton. He's won his team a long corner. Welsh again takes it, weaves past Benful. Stolen away though by Victoria Park. Carried out to the 23 by Taylor. Just clicked past the halfway stage of this third quarter. So far it's been a good one for Westside Wolves as they managed to get back on level terms. Taylor just making Cope run a little bit. Bonetti coming back to close him down. Really good tackle coming in. Well, I thought it was a good tackle from Tom Harvey, but referee obviously, has it just gone over the side, I think. And Cope just kicking that one. Keating now. Self passes. Helps it forward to Gavranich. Gavranich, well, he just couldn't get that one under control. It was a good run from Gavranich along the baseline. Just dribbled off his stick there. Collins, strong challenge on him from Barton. Lifted him up in the air. And just taken away that time from Verin. Collins looking to cut infield, and Barton again coming in very strong on Collins. And Collins taking the free hit from the wrong spot. Barton comes off for a breather, and James Collins is just shaking his head. He's had two tussles there with Elliot Barton. Watched well in the air by Charlesworth. Brought it down and looked to advance the return pass, though. Was a really difficult one for him to get on the end of from Verin. Collins again now from the side. Thrown all the way across the pitch, and disappointingly Brodie Saar didn't bring it under control, and so it'll go out over the side and will be Westside Wolves' ball. James Bonetti comes off for a breather. Man playing his 150th game for the club. It's quite an achievement. You just wonder how many he'll end up with. Dane Gavranich now accelerating around that. Caught the shins of Taylor, I thought, but no whistle. Bias and a penalty corner given in the end to Westside Wolves, their second of the match. And if you look at their stats from penalty corners, this will be a worrying time for the Vic Park fans. I'm sure that Andrew Just, their coach, will have done his homework, and he would have been looking at those stats and also how Westside Wolves execute their penalty corners. Ed Welsh makes his way to the baseline. And we have Alex Rippey at the first battery and Tom Harvey at the second. Rippy, ex-Suburban Lions. He goes with the youngster. He slips it behind him. Good save initially from Hurd. And that was just drilled into Harvey. And Harvey was looking back just to make sure he didn't get a card, because clearly, again, he ran across the line of the free hit was being taken and wasn't the required distance and was just trying deliberately to break up play. It was just stolen back momentarily by Matthew Edgar. Vaitakanis into the circle he goes. Collins, and it's kept in place somehow by Pampling. And Pampling turns and wins a penalty corner for Victoria Park, and the complaints come from Westside Wolves. I think the umpires are going to confer. Vic Park are pretty sure their high fives are all taking place at the top of the circle. And Peter Wright says penalty corner, so it is a penalty corner to Victoria Park, and they now have a chance to reclaim the lead with just under 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Charlesworth, who'd walked further forward, now has to run back to get his protective gear on. James Collins goes to the baseline this time. And waiting at the top of the circle with Tanamitsu at the first battery, with Gabriel stopping. And then Ben Taylor is at the next with Vaitakanis stopping for him. Again, Wolves taking their time to get ready. Goes to Tanamitsu. In fact, it's a dummy from Tanamitsu. Good logging from the keeper. Flicked up in the air, and a stroke has been awarded to Vic Park, and there's disappointment and plenty of argument again from Wolves. It certainly looked to me as if it was heading towards the goal line, and if it hits the player with the goalkeeper nowhere near, it's a fairly easy decision. The umpires again just conferring, and the decision is going to stand. I don't think there was too much doubt. It was just the angle of where the player was, whether the goalkeeper was behind him or in front of him. So Jason Gabriel, well, we thought he was going to take it, but he's being replaced by Dylan Rowe coming forward now. So can Dylan Rowe restore the lead for Victoria Park? Facing McGeoch. Rowe versus McGeoch. Oh, and it's gone in. That was unfortunate. The goalkeeper went the right way, but it just ricocheted up off him. And so Vic Park have the lead again. So 2 penalty strokes in the match. But on the All Flags Men's Premier League scoreboard, it is Vic Park 2, Westside Wolves 1. So Wolves are going to have to come back once again. Good steal by Will Bias. Just lost it for a second and then plays it over the side as he was just trying to feed it into the path of Matthew Edgar. Brody Saar. Down the line he goes, and Stirrett will get another free hit. Just putting pressure that time on Nick Moran. Saar, south passes, feeds it to Thomas. And over the side it'll go. Vic Park won't mind this. There's under 3 minutes left in this quarter. Just over 2.5, in fact. Taken back. Edgar carries it forward. Is looking to feed it into the path of Harvey, but split Harvey and Benetti. Tanamitsu again throws it high and onto the right-hand side. Lowe's did very well under pressure that time. Benfull now. And that's up on into the body by Pampling. Welsh. Oh, a lovely short pass to Gavranic. You could see where Gavranic was trying to feed that into the path of Elliot Barton, but just the defender getting across. Wolves again working well as a pack to steal possession back. Harvey. Oh, reverse stick. He hit that with power, and Gavranic was trying to bring it under control, but it skipped off the turf and into the advertising hoardings. Tanamitsu has lost that time, and a chance now for them to attack through Keating. Keating releases it. Gavranic into the circle he goes, plays across the face of goal. And it was so close. Ed Welsh was at the back post, but just didn't manage to get the touch. Good ball across the face of goal. Dom Hurd, his heart would have been in his mouth, I'm sure, as he saw it whistle past him. And would have out of the corner of his eye seen a grey shirt sliding in. Ball goes out by the corner with 30 seconds remaining now in this third quarter. It's just a miss-hit forward that time from Keating, and Pampling goes in search of a penalty corner or something, and he's found a foot. That was brilliant by Jack Pampling. Well, just 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Vic Park win another penalty corner, their 5th of the match. They won a penalty stroke from the last one. Ben Taylor gets the instructions from Andrew Justin, jogs over to join his teammates. And it looks as if everyone bar Benful is going forward for Vic Park. James Collins will inject Tanamitsu again at the first battery, and we see Ben Taylor at the second. Goes to Taylor. Taylor flicks. Taylor scores. 3-1 Victoria Park. What a time to score right as we're heading into the final break. And they just delayed it that split second, and Taylor was able to fire his flick past McGeoch. And as we go, as the siren signs into the final break of this match on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard, it is now Victoria Park 3, Westside Wolves 1. Victoria Park are looking proud and happy at the moment as we're about to head into the final quarter here at the Perth Hockey Stadium. It is Victoria Park 3, Westside Wolves 1 on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard. And as I mentioned, they were sitting, Westside Wolves were 4th, Vic Park 5th on the same points, 13. Reds were in 3rd place coming into this round on 14, UWA on 18, and Melville still unbeaten top of the All Flags Premier League with 21. So this is a big win if Vic Park can hang on in this final 15 minutes. You can rest assured Wolves will throw everything at Dom Hurd's goal. Vic Park get the final quarter underway. Goes back to James Collins. Back in the starting lineup after being on the Gold Coast with the Boroughs, the Australian under-21 camp. Barton now steals it back for Westside Wolves. Keating finds Barton again. Barton pulls away from Battistessa. Barton was looking for a foot and comes together with Battistessa. There's a apology with a pat on the chest, but Barton immediately wanting to get on with things. Will Bias now. Bias carries almost up to the 23 metres. Into the circle it goes. It's Charlesworth takes a tumble. Penalty corner. I was going to say Vic Park just did not clear their lines quick enough there. And they're going to need to do that in this final 15 minutes. There's 14 left. Third penalty corner now. Charlesworth gives the instructions to Will Bias. Barton now, ball in hand, makes his way to the baseline. And we've got waiting at the top of the circle. Tom Harvey is at the first battery. At the second is Simon Bonetti. They go to Harvey. Harvey slips it to Simon Bonetti, but it's cleared in the end by Victoria Park. Just up to the 23-metre line. Gavranich plays on quickly. Still Vic Park players throwing their protective gear behind the goal. Skipping to get out the way. Taylor takes it out of the circle. Back to Gavranich it went, but Vic Park have it again now through Sasha Thomas. Thomas closed down by Edgar. And the free hit goes the way of Westside Wolves, but playing on from the wrong spot according to umpire Peter Wright. So Oscar Charlesworth now picks up the ball. And now he self-passes from a very similar position. Edgar turns across the face of goal. Cleaned up by Cope. Cope running out of space. Well, Dom Hurd's not happy about something. I think it was a player ran into him, and that's why we got the free hit. And he felt that there should have been maybe a card. Harry Paul now for Westside Wolves. And it looks to me, I can't hear, but Dom Hurd looks to be still chatting to umpire Peter Wright. But I think Peter Wright's heard it all in his time on the international circuit. Goes off the stick of Edgar. Cope will play it in for Victoria Park from the side. That was desperation from Charlesworth and really well played because it found Gavranich as well. And then finding the foot of Thomas just outside the 23-metre line. So Westside Wolves can play it directly into the circle should they wish to. Gavranich leaves it behind. In it goes from Harvey to the baseline. It's off the pads of Hurd. There's appeals again from Vic Park, and somebody's very unhappy in that defensive line. But here comes Vaitakanis. He just drops the ball back again a little bit short. Stolen by Bias. Lowe's couldn't get there, but well anticipated this time by Daniel Cope, who's having a monster game for Vic Park. Comes wide now for Kai Stirrett. Stirrett saw a grey shirt, decided to go back to Cope, who's the man of the moment at the moment. He's made Brody Saar hustle, and Hurd will have to keep that in play. Taylor closed down, gets the pass to Cope. Everything going through Cope at the moment. He finds Stirrett though. Stirrett now looking to get away into the circle, takes on Keating. Good pass from him. Vaitakanis! And there's a fourth for Victoria Park. It was really good play by Kai Stirrett to set it up for Vaitakanis. And now you wonder, is there a way back for the Westside Wolves? Well, the perfect start to the final quarter. We've still got 11 minutes left, so there's certainly time But chasing that one and just couldn't pull it out of the air was Matthew Verin. Well, it seems hard to believe the pressure that Vic Park were under in that first quarter. Veitakanis feeling a bit hard done. He was pulling out of the space and got penalised. He wasn't going anywhere near the ball. He was trying to reduce the danger. That's caught the heels of Ed Welsh. So it will be a Vic Park free hit. Again, Benfield just a little bit of gamesmanship there, letting the ball run past him twice. Manages to pick out Aidan Lowes. Lowes off the foot of Bonetti. I think that they're going to play the ball from the side. Oh no, it is going to be the free hit. Cope over the ball again. So there's a little bit going on in the circle between Jason Gabriel and James Bonetti. Obviously not happy with the way his 150th game for the club is going, James Bonetti, and there was a little bit of pushing and shoving. Umpire stepping in, Logan Powell, and saying, cut that out. Veitakanis intercepts that pass. Welsh gives chase. Stirrett, though. Oh, in fact, it was Lowes, my apologies. Nice little stick jab from Benfield. Gets possession back. Comes wide from Collins now to Kai Stirrett. Stirrett to the baseline to Veitakanis. Can he return the compliment? Across the face of goal, and the deflection so close from Gabriel. Jason Gabriel, the leading goal scorer at the moment for the club this year. And the goal scoring in the All Flags Premier League, we've got James Day on 19, all from penalty corners. Liam Flynn, who's won the top goal scorer for the last 4 years, he's only on 8. So it's going to be a big ask to catch James Day, you feel. Westside Wolves keep the ball in play down in the corner. Good work by Benfield. Benfield. And the free hit, though, goes the way of Wolves, and Matthew Edgar wanting to play on quickly, and penalty corner has been awarded for a deliberate foul outside the circle. So fourth penalty corner now for Wolves, and they would really want a goal this time. There are just under 8.5 minutes left. If they can make it 4-2, they've still got enough time to pull back maybe another couple of goals. Barton makes his way to the baseline. Harvey and Bonetti again wait at the top of the circle. Harvey at the first battery, Bonetti at the second. Goes to Harvey. It's a mistrap. He tries to find the foot of Benfield and did well. Benfield saying it was all stick. I feel there was a little bit of foot on that. I think the way Vic Park are reacting at the moment just shows you they know how important this win is to their season. So Harvey and Bonetti again. Barton to inject. Goes to Harvey again. This time he flicks direct. Good save, Dom Hurd. And the ricochet is a good one for Vic Park. Comes to Aidan Lowes. Lowes feeds it to Pampling. Pampling's got Gabriel ahead of him. Just manages to skip past Ed Welsh and take him to ground. And a penalty corner awarded this time. Welsh may feel he just stumbled and caught Pampling, but the umpire felt that Pampling was impeded deliberately. So another penalty corner. Well, it's end to end, but penalty corner to penalty corner at the moment. And once again, just like to acknowledge Healthway, proud sponsor of Hockey WA. Be your best on and off the field. Choose healthy options for fuel to go and play. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with the All Flags Premier League, you can go to Hockey WA's website, hockeywa.org.au. Collins makes his way to the baseline again. So there's just Taylor at the moment at the top of the circle. He's their only option. Cope just off to the left. Comes out. It's gone to Cope. Cope strikes it. Good defensive play by Harvey, who came out really quickly. Collins dispossessed now, and Welsh tries to keep it in play, and he does. It goes off Brody Sarr over the side. That was real determination from Ed Welsh. And maybe that's the spark for the players around him to all lift with the same amount of effort as Barton looks to drive through the middle. Managed to get the pass away in the end, and it was a good pass to Matthew Verent. Gavranich looks to just slip that one back to Ed Welsh, but it's going to come back to Rippey now. Harvey. And that goes up in the air. Pull into the stick of Kai Stirrett. Rippey again. Bit of space ahead as Gabriel comes out. Rippey slides it into the circle. Managed to find Gavranich, but good defence from the experienced Shane Benfield just when Vic Park needed it. Alex Rippey made his debut this year against Reds in the very first game of the season, so 2021 will be a year he'll remember, I'm sure, for a very long time. The 19-year-old from Christchurch Grammar School. Initially, that just caught the foot there of Paul, and playing on quickly again is Pampling. Pampling taking on Rippey. Free hit goes Vic Park's way. We've still got 6 minutes and a little bit more left. Corner. Corner keeps possession for Vic Park. Goes back to Taylor. Tanamitsu just gets the free hit. Charlesworth in discussions with the umpire, feeling that he did nothing wrong there. Dom Hurd is shouting instructions. Tanamitsu deflected out for a long corner. Off the stick of James Benetti. Corner waiting for the ball. And in fact, it's going to be Sasha Thomas. Benfield now. Goes back to Taylor. Taylor's being closed down by Welsh. But he got the pass away. Top of the circle. There was a handoff there by Pampling, so the decision is the right one from the umpire. You can't put your hand in a player's chest and just push them away so you can play the ball. Rippey dispossessed by Pampling. He's frustrated. Gabriel, though, can't keep it for Vic Park, and James Benetti just took it over the side. So scrappy passage of play by both teams that time as we click into the final 5 minutes now. The mountain getting steeper for Westside Wolves. Collins bursting forward, looked to play it to the baseline, went over the top of James Benetti. Oh, and that was a throw to the ground that time by Harvey. Well, I'm quite surprised there wasn't more made of that, but a little bit of frustration bubbling over. And there's certainly a conversation going on between Harvey and the bench of Victoria Park. Well, there is going to be a card issued now. Yellow card. Yellow card issued to Elliot Barton and Pampling. So both teams will now finish the game with 10 players. And you can just sense the frustration boiling over. Just a few of the challenges in the last few minutes have just had a little bit of venom to them. It's one thing being hard, but there's just been that little bit after as players have gone in, and both sides guilty of it. Vic Park now will feel with 3.5 minutes left, this game should be theirs. And it will be a well-earned victory. A tough game. Veita Canis Brings the ball down, chased by Harry Paul. Tries to play it down the line. Off the side it goes from Rippey. And needs to be taken back because that was a long way further forward. Collins now leaves it behind. Brodie Sarr. Self passes, plays it in. Sarr goes down the line and out of play it goes again. That time Stirrett just letting it run over his stick. Will Bias will throw that to the air and long. Jumping up was Benford to bring it down. He's brought it down well. Lowe's. Sasha Thomas. Well, he was impeded there. Yep. Peter Wright not going to be fooled by that one. Just as he was turning, a player just blocked his path to be able to keep possession. Kai Stirrett should keep that in play and does. Played it to the top of the circle, but has given possession back to Moran. And then given away again, this time by Edgar. Edgar takes a tumble as Sarr goes over the 23-metre line. Thomas tried to spin into the circle, but dispossessed by Bias. Almost got the ball back for a second. He's got it now, but illegally, says the umpire. Just over 1.5 minutes left as Westside Wolves come on the attack, looking to restore a little bit of pride. Verin. And the touch is not a good one from Cope, although he's got away with it. It'll be a long corner. Bonetti was lurking behind him. Keating to James Bonetti. Bonetti just kept that one in play. It'll be a free hit against Vaitikanis. James Bonetti, short pass from him. And played into the circle and into the goal. Nobody there from Verin. Dom Hurd again just letting it run into his goal as we're about to run into the final minute. Given away, top of the circle to Simon Bonetti. And Welsh denied. Bonetti sliding in. That's gone out for a 16. In fact, it's been given now as a long corner. I thought it went out before off Bonetti, but intercepted well again inside the circle. Played out over the side. That was corner again, coming back, doing good work defensively. Charlesworth now trying to get around the back, gets it into the circle. It goes off the stick of Brodie Sarr. Another long corner to Westside Wolves. Half a minute left. Just wondering, a tight league, how important goal difference will be at the end of the year. Harvey goes wide of Bias. Bias plays it in, looking for the deflection. Great position taken up by Simon Bonetti, but he just could not get the touch. All he needed was just to feather that one in the goal. And that is going to be the end of the game as the 16 is taken. Valiant effort in the dying minutes from Westside Wolves, but in the end it was a bridge too far as they came back from being 1-0 down, courtesy of a penalty corner scored by a penalty stroke rather from Tom Harvey. Then Dylan Rowe returned a penalty stroke for Victoria Park. Taylor converted a penalty corner, and then Hayden Vaitikanis scored a field goal, which meant the final score on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard is Victoria Park 4, Westside Wolves 1.